In this video, we're going to review the Livo2 standard mask kit. There's a couple things that you should do when you first receive your standard mask, and this will ensure that you're going to have optimal success when using the equipment. The mask is a really critical part to this. It's how you're getting the oxygen into your body. So we want to make sure that it's seated correctly and everything is working properly. This is the standard mask kit right here. This is the mask body, as we refer to it. These typically will last around 8 months of regular daily use, more or less depending on how heavy you use the system. But you can replace these as a standalone item currently for around $40 if you need to every 8 months. So there's going to be a recurring cost because these do not last forever. When they first come, the silicone pillow is usually not as inflated as this one is. The system comes with a syringe, which you can use to help add air or remove air from this silicone pillow. Typically, when you receive your mask, you need to add 2 or 3 full injections of air from the syringe into the mask body. And there's the green one on the side and the green one on the top. This is the proper orientation for the mask. We'll call this up and this down. The breather port on the bottom is larger than the breather port on the top, and that's how you know you have it in the right orientation. This side green valve here doesn't do anything, so you're not going to use it. You're going to add air in through the upper valve. And the way that you do this is you simply take the tip of your syringe, stick it into the tip of the standard mask kit. You'll depress it and push the air in, which inflates this pillow. You want this pillow about 50 to 60% full is a good place to start. If the pillow is too full, it won't have enough give to it, and it won't make an airtight seal around your nose and your cheeks. Usually right here, there's a gap. So you want this to have a little bit of give. This actually right here might be a little bit too full. So I can actually remove air from this as well by doing the same process in reverse. Depress and draw out, which helps to remove air. And that's now much more pliable and will make a better seal around my face. The other thing that we're going to point out about the standard mask that's very important is there are the 2 breather valves. Now these are just small silicone valves that open and close. So when I breathe in, the top valve opens, and when I breathe out, the bottom valve opens. So I'll do a demonstration here. So you can see that. Now, when we're washing the mask after every use, or just fiddling with the mask to put it on our face, we can sometimes bump these valves with our finger. So for example, if I accidentally bump the mask valve, it might look like this, if you could see that. Let's see if we can get that to zoom in. You'll see at the bottom valve, there is a small wrinkle in it. You can look at it from this side also. There's a wrinkle in the bottom valve. If this happens, the valve will not open and close correctly. I'm going to show you like this. Since there's a wrinkle in that. So every time you use the mask, you need to make sure that the upper valve and the lower valve have no wrinkles. You need to check this before every time you use the mask. So simply, like with this bottom one here, I would just stick my finger in here and pop it out. Now it's seated correctly. It's a small detail, but it can make or break a successful session if the valve isn't working correctly. Another thing, as I'll point out, is the mask strap. So this is a Livo2 mask strap. The fatter strap will be at the bottom, and the skinnier strap will go at an angle around the crown of your head. And on the front of the strap, there are 2 holes that slide in to the 2 ports on the mask. Make sure you have the mask orientated correctly, which is like this. And simply to set this up, you just push the neoprene strap through the 2 ports on the standard mask kit, and it would go like this. So just like that. Another very important part is this little guy. You don't use it, the breather hose will not be able to attach to your mask. So the way that this works is this is an adapter piece. And all you do is you just slide this over the smaller of the two ports on the outside. So just like this, make a ring and slide it over. And if you can see, just like that. Like that. You do not want to depress this too far down. If you push this too far down where there's a lot of the clear breather port exposed, it's likely that the hose will fall off. You definitely want to keep this flush with the end of the breather port. And then I'll show you basically how this mask goes onto your head, just like so. You'll hold the mask up to your face, strap the back straps like this, and then take the top two straps and slide them right over here over the crown of your head, just like this. Then you would just stick the breather hose directly on to the end of the upper port right here. Simple as that. Take the mask off, and you're out. Oh, one last thing. It's gonna sit a little bit higher than you may think. If you're wearing glasses, you may need to take your glasses off because they may interfere with how it touches right here at the bridge of your nose. So when you put the mask on, you want it to sit about right here, something like this. This would be incorrect. Because the reason, if it's too far down, it'll pinch my nose and I won't be able to breathe properly. So you need to have the mask sitting high enough that you're able to breathe fully in and out of your nose. Okay. Next, we want to also make sure that the mask is seated correctly. The way to do this is, I call it the suck test. So the way you do this is you'll put the mask on in the normal position at the proper positioning, higher up on your nose. Seal is I will take the palm of my hand and I will put the flat part of my palm over the smaller of the two ports, so flat against this, and I'm going to gently breathe in, all right? And I should feel the suction. As soon as I feel the suction, I will release my hand, and that's how I know I have an airtight seal. So like this. I have a good seal. If I suck in and I'm pulling in air around my cheek or my chin or anything around here, the mask will not work properly. So you gotta make sure you do the suck test and just, again, lightly suck, not too hard. And as soon as you feel the suction, release. We're good to go. So, with all of those steps followed, you're going to have a very successful experience with the standard mask kit. Just remember, always check your valve, make sure that you have the proper amount of air. You may need to add air to the mask maybe every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, as it just might naturally lose a little bit of air. So don't lose this syringe. You're going to use it again, keep it on hand. I like to stick it in right there on the oxygen concentrator so I never, have it too far away and I don't lose it.